Okay then, let's go. Well, Lee, welcome back, a former winner of the World Match Play. Different venue, different country, different sponsor, but still,
Not much.
I would say still a title that you actually relished winning when you cast your mind back to 2000.
Yeah, I think if you look back at the history of the tournament and the quality of the winners, it's a title that means a lot to a lot of people. I know, when I went back in 2000, I think I beat Sergio, Ernie and Colin on the way to winning, which is, no mean feat. And there were always good fields back then, and it's got an equally good field this week. I think it's in depth one of the best World Match Play fields I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, you've never actually failed to get to the semi-finals, I think I'm right in saying. Is that correct?
If you say so.
I do.
There you go.
But tell us a little bit about this golf course then.
It's a good golf course, great for match play. I think it's probably a big hitters golf course, if to be honest. I suppose any golf course, if you're a big hitter and you hit it straight, then you're going to have an advantage. But this one, the par fives are just about in range for the longer hitters, I think, and there's a couple of par fours that you can get really close to. It's in immaculate condition. There's not a lot of rough out there, which also maybe plays into the longer, more erratic drivers of the golf ball, I suppose. And the greens are immaculate. You've got a real good chance of holding putts if you hit good putts on the right line. There's not a lot of deviation out there. There was a bit of wind today, which made the course play, a bit interesting. There's some tight tee shots out there at times, and you have to think your way around it. 3 wood off the tee occasionally. And it's a golf course that I enjoy playing.
And there's a bit of insurance for everyone here, of course, this week, and that you can afford to have maybe one bad game and still qualify.
Yeah, I suppose that's the case with the group stages. You can have one off round as long as you don't go down too heavily, I suppose. But I think you've got to set your stall out at the start of the week not to lose any matches.
Okay, take some questions, please. Mark.
Well, I grew up watching the match play on TV, watching Seve play Bernard Langer, and all the years ago, Seve playing and Sandy Lyle and Faldo, and it was just that the World Match Play was just associated with Wentworth. The sponsors changed over the years, but I think if you've got to move on. It is, at the end of the day, it does have the word world in it, so it was time to move it around the world a little bit. And, if you're going to have it in Europe, you have to have it in Southern Europe, and Spain's a great place to have it. The weather's pretty reliable. There's some good golf courses down here. Tends to be good crowds down here. Whenever we played the Volvo Masters at Valderrama, there's been lots of spectators. So I think if you have to change it, then this is a good option. I do like the format. Yeah, I know it goes a little bit against the thought of match play, where we have to continue out after the games are finished, and you can lose somewhere along the lines and probably still go through. But I think these things have to evolve, and it's a good way of keeping everybody involved a little bit longer as well. And I'm for it. I'd be interested to see how it all works out this week.
What about the fact that you're going to play full 18 holes regardless of where the actual match is decided?
Well, it'll be a test of stamina. It's a demanding golf course on the body, and that'll make it even harder that we have to play at least 54 holes over the first 2 days. There'll be no real reward for giving somebody a 7 and 6. You can walk in and having only played 12 holes. So.
Mentally as well, there's the aspect that the match is done, but there's still.
Yeah, you really have to have your wits about you and grind it out mentally and physically to the end. What my thoughts on the field? Well, you know, I just said that the field's as strong as I can remember. You know, depth-wise through the field, I think it's a really good quality field. You know, I don't think there'll be any easy matches out there.
The mixture was a really good one and very well timed. Did you feel at that moment like number one in the
Well, it is mine now. It's in my hands. You know, if I
win all the tournaments,
then it'll be impossible for anybody to get past me. So that's as good a chance as I've had all year. Really, it's as good a position as I've been in all year. But it's far from over. You know, we're playing for such a lot of money this week, next week, Hong Kong and Dubai. That you know, one person in the right position on the money list winning